Boston Strong was the phrase that was coming out.
They picked the wrong city, As Big Pappy said, they picked the wrong city.
Yeah, and it's funny. You did have David Ortiz reenact his occasionally not safe for work speech at Fenway Park, right, in front of everybody.
He didn't reenact that. We just took the original footage, but we filmed him coming down, and it was pretty amazing because I got to sit with him in the clubhouse before we filmed him, and he told us his personal story of the marathon bombing.
Which was?
The Red Sox took a road trip the day of the bombing. They all left town. Mm-hmm. He was hurt, so he had to stay in town during the whole gunfight in Watertown and the shelter in place. And he talked about being there with his family and being very scared and not knowing what was going to happen, and then just getting real mad and feeling furious that these cowards had the audacity to do this in a city that he loved so much. And when he was handed a mic, he had no plan to speak. Someone said, someone needed to speak, and they asked Big Papi if he wanted to. So he took the mic and very just organically said, this is our effing city, and nobody's going to dictate our freedom. And it was, and it was very inspiring.
So you put the Boston uniform back on him because Boston is what it says on the away uniform. Obviously, at home it's always been Red Sox.
Yeah.
So you got that uniform back.
Yes.
Was that the original uniform?
Well, I didn't even think about that. So. No, because he was wearing Boston. Mm-hmm. Wasn't he wearing Boston when he made his famous speech?
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Right. So you had to pretty much get that back on him for the reenactment of that.
We put the same sunglasses, the same necklace, but we used the original speech and then just had him walking through the tunnel.
Yeah. Shake hands with Mark Wahlberg, whose character in Patriots Day is kind of a mixture of
two different cops, of Bobby Murner and Danny Keeler, two different Boston cops. One who was there at the beginning during the bombing, and the other who was very instrumental in capturing his Arnett brother, the younger brother in the boat. So we kind of combined those two characters and put them both into Mark's character.
But it's an amazing achievement, and it is something that it was harrowing to watch. It was difficult to sit through at times, very difficult to sit through at times to relive this moment, it was also groundbreaking. We were talking about it before, all of us, the Chris is over there, that it was the first time that I can recall following the events on Twitter were beating the television news stories, outfits that I was following matter. It was a 21st century story in many ways as well. Yeah. That the technology, how they were able to get these guys in a quick manner, and you covered all that together.
Yeah, and one of the there's so many untold stories, and one of the great stories I find is this 22-year-old Chinese immigrant named Danny Meng, who was just this sweet 5'2", 135-pound kid who had been working really hard, started his own app to deliver food to homes in Boston, and he had bought a Mercedes with the money he made. He loved his car, and these brothers carjacked him, and they loaded his car up with bombs, and they were headed for Times Square. And this kid had the poise and the courage to manipulate them, stay alive long enough to escape. And when he escaped, he had memorized his GPS tracking number, and he gave that to the Boston PD, and they were shocked that he memorized it.
Who knows that stuff?
Do you know yours?
No.
I don't know mine. And they were able to very quickly move in on these kids in Watertown, these brothers, but they had more bombs and pressure cookers than they had used at the marathon, and they were headed for Times Square. Yeah. He was an incredible hero, Danny Meng.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.